Afternoon. My name is Scott McLarty. I am Media Director for the Green Party of the United States. You can look us up online at www.gp.org. That's GP as in greenparty.org. We're at the New Jersey Institute of Technology right now at the Green Party's 2017 annual national meeting. And we're continuing here from today, July 13th, until Sunday, July 16th. And we welcome everyone who is with us, and we especially thank the staff of the New Jersey Institute of Technology for hosting us. A few words before we have some of our speakers come up to the podium. First of all, we have two press conferences tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. right here in the same location. We'll have a press conference featuring candidates running for public office here in the state of New Jersey. And then at 11 a.m., we'll have a press conference featuring Green Party candidates who are running in states that are not New Jersey, including New York and Pennsylvania and Ohio and perhaps a few other states. So we invite members of the news media to join us for both of those press conferences. Tonight, 6:30 until 10 p.m. there's an opening reception to which news media are invited with panels. This is sponsored by the Green Party of New Jersey Black Caucus, and that takes place in Ballroom A. And let's move forward now. The first person I would like to introduce you to is Aaron Hindman. And Aaron, come up, and you'll be speaking on behalf of the Green Party of New Jersey. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to New Jersey. My name is Aaron Hindman. I'm the co-chair of the Green Party of New Jersey, and I am also a candidate for State Assembly in the 24th Legislative District. That is Sussex and part of Warren County and part of Morris County. I am so thrilled to be here on behalf of the Green Party of New Jersey. We are honored and so excited that the Green Party of the United States is here in Newark, New Jersey, in the Garden State, and we recognize that this is such a pivotal time in the history of our nation and in the history of Newark. Many of you might not be aware, since you're traveling from far and wide, this week represents the 50th anniversary of the Newark Uprising, one of the most significant moments in the history of the civil rights movement. Newark has never been the same since, New Jersey has never been the same since, and the United States of America has never since been the same. So it is so appropriate and so amazing that the Green Party, the only party that stands for social justice in this country as one of its key pillars, is here meeting in Newark, New Jersey. So on behalf of New Jerseyans and the Green Party of New Jersey, I thank you for this opportunity to showcase Newark. Thank you very much, Green Party. The Newark Uprising was just part of what makes what we're doing here in New Jersey so special. I, like many others in the Green Party of New Jersey, are relatively new. We came here to the Green Party of New Jersey as part of a political revolution led by an old gentleman from Vermont. And now we represent the Green Party of New Jersey on the forefront of the latest edition of the political revolution, led by a slightly younger gentleman from Vermont who is now representing the Green Party of New Jersey as our gubernatorial candidate, Seth Copperdale. This truly is the forefront of the political revolution. We've taken the torch from another party, and we are now representing all the elements that we recognize are so important, and Seth will be sure to hit on all of them. But a common misperception about the Green Party is that we only run candidates at the top as publicity stunts. That is not the case here in New Jersey. We are supporting Seth at every level of state and municipal government, with legislative candidates beneath him at Senate and for General Assembly, and also county level candidates for freeholder and municipal candidates as well. We are doing our best to make use of what resources we have and being strategic in our approach to selecting certain districts, but we also recognize the importance and the strength of candidates, and that's why this is part of a movement. We're starting small, but we're getting stronger and stronger, and we're committed to every race being viable and victorious. Thank you so much for all your help, and I hope that you'll listen to all the candidates, Seth, all the way down to everybody at school board, and support us in what we're trying to do in 2017. I also want to remind you that the Green Party of New Jersey is not just a political party, it is a vibrant activist collective. We are still committed to all our activist endeavors, ranging from social and economic justice, all the way to environmental justice and protecting our ecosystem, which means, in particular, fighting pipelines like the South Jersey Gas Pipeline, the Pilgrim Pipeline, the Penn East Pipeline, standing up for clean air in our environment, standing up for $15 an hour minimum wage with 15 now, and also we have established two vibrant caucuses, the Black Caucus and the Lavender Caucus, to represent our social justice roots for blacks and for the LGBTQ community. So we are so proud of what's happening here in New Jersey. We are so proud that the Green Party is here supporting us in what we're doing in 2017. And again, we welcome you. We welcome the media. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your coverage. And thank you for setting this up.
The Green Party does not have a single chair or even two co-chairs running the party nationally. What we have is a more democratic structure with a steering committee, and we'd like to have one of our steering committee members speak right now, Darlene Elias.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Darlene Elias, and as a steering committee co-chair of the Green Party of the United States, we extend everyone a very warm welcome to who's attending this year's annual meeting here at New Jersey Institute of Technology. It is a very critical time to be involved in politics. It is even a more critical time to be involved with the political party that is equipped to stand up against the injustices that are promulgated by an era dominated by fascists, neoliberals, and warmongers. And the Green Party of the United States is that political party. We are the only party that is not corrupt and does not accept corporate donations, is not controlled by dark money or any political interest groups, and truly knows what real news is. And as one of many 7 co-chairs, I am a Boricua, and I came to this party because I knew that it was the only party that was going to empower me and give me the tool to represent my Puerto Rican people. And for those of you who are not aware, Puerto Rico right now is in a very serious humanitarian crisis. And I know that as an individual that not only chairs this party, before I came to the Green Party, I knew that I was not going to be able to go to the Democrat Party or the Republican Party and knock on their door and ask for any assistance or support. And I wanted to share with you that a couple weeks ago, as a co-chair of the Green Party, I was able to go to the United Nations and be before Oscar Lopez and a very prestigious group of people. There was about 125 of us, and we testified before a special committee of a decolonization committee at the United Nations, and we strongly advocated for Puerto Rican independence. And as a co-chair, I'm very proud of that opportunity to have been able to do that. And I know that I would have not been able to do that as a Democrat or Republican. We are no longer the alternative as a Green Party. We are the party. We are the party of the future, and we are the party that is going to make a difference, and we are the party that's going to change American politics and world politics for the better. And so I am really excited. I welcome you again for coming here to the New Jersey Institute of Technology. And again, I encourage those many people out there who are disenchanted with the current political system to come on board, because we are that party. Thank you. I apologize. In all my excitement, I forgot to introduce my my Boricua sister, right? And actually, myself and Monica, we met each other at ONU because she was also there trying to plead for the cause of Puerto Rico. And she's an indigenous woman, and she's a Taína. And I don't know if many of you know a little bit about the cause of Puerto Rico. When we were colonized as an island, many Taínos were eradicated within a very short period of time. And this is one of these women who proudly displays her heritage and is going to be working with our Green Party to deal with indigenous issues. And so she represents, she's here to speak to you today representing not only the Green Party, but the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. Her name is Mónica Pontón. She's a Taína from Puerto Rico, Borinquen. That's our indigenous name for the island. And she works on indigenous issues concerning women and children. So here's my sister.
Tagway. Tagway means good day to you all. I want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Mónica Pontón. I am a Taíno woman, a grandmother, a mother, a wife, and an advocate for indigenous women and children. I've had the privilege to represent my people at the United Nations as well as in various capacities closer to home and across the United States. Mother Earth, water, the environment, we hear these terms banded together about political slogans, aspirational messages, or Super Bowl commercials. Often, non-native people think indigenous people are cute or quaint for their closeness to the earth. It's neither cute nor quaint, but rather knowledge based on understanding developed over several thousand years. That understanding is simply this: you must understand we need balance. And I believe the Green Party will bring that balance. Ha home, Cinco Cocona. Thank you.
And Monica, you are also involved in the organization of the growing Indigenous Caucus in the Green Party as well. And again, you can read about the Green Party and what we're doing, about our caucuses, our state parties, at our website, national website, gp.org. It's a lot of work to put together these annual national meetings, and very few people do more work, maybe nobody, than one of the co-chairs of our annual national meeting committee, Tamer Yeager, who will speak now. Okay, we had a slight accident. Tamer will speak in a moment. No, we're not going to blame the Russians.
I think I'm okay.
Okay, Tamer.
I told Scott I was actually going to be prepared this time and not speak extemporaneously. Well, you see what happened. I thought this year, instead of just welcoming you like everybody else has done, I'd tell you a little bit about the annual national meetings, period. This year we have people from over 40 states here. That's a lot. I don't know that we had that many people at our convention from different states. And except for a nominating convention, which takes place every 4 years, this is the largest meeting we've had since I've been involved in 2006, with over 200 people. We expected 125, so this is great. And I want to welcome you to all the workshops, too. Anybody can come to any of the workshops. You can come Saturday. We've got caucuses and committees meeting, and you can find out much more about the caucuses then. And if you have any questions about the meeting itself, I'm the person to ask. Sorry.
Thank you, Tamer, who has now earned a badge of courage from the Green Party as well. Just about 1 year ago, the Green Party convened in Houston, and we were immensely proud to nominate a wonderful candidate for President of the United States, Jill Stein, who will speak to us now.
Thank you. And we're standing here together as who we are as Greens, who we are as the people of this planet, who we are as the uprising not only for Newark, but the uprising across America and the uprising actually across the world, because we're in a different moment now. We're in a historical moment of unprecedented crisis that really demands transformational change. And that is what we are doing together in the Green Party. And I want to just say right out of the gate here how very grateful I am to the New Jersey Green Party for embodying what this uprising looks like. And the incredible set of candidates that you are running now, to me, is the fulfillment of why I am a Green. It's the fulfillment of why I ran for president, in order to encourage and to help lay the groundwork for those of us who are working together to create an America and a world that works for all of us. So I just want to take a minute to thank everybody here, all of you, especially the candidates and those who've been building the party for so long. I just want to give you all a round of applause. This movement is a movement for people, planet, and peace over profit, and this movement is growing stronger by the day here in New Jersey, here in Newark, and across the continent. New Jersey is in the spotlight right now because it's one of only 2 races for governor in this year, in 2017. So it stands out uniquely. But New Jersey also stands out as a state that has been fighting a long struggle against bipartisan crony capitalism, a long struggle against political corruption, legal and not so legal. This is the system that has been throwing people under the bus. Ordinary Americans, working people, the poor, students, indigenous, seniors, immigrants, people of color. This race is the symbol of America's struggle for political integrity, for democracy, and for justice. And I mean this race here in 2017, the upcoming November race, and I mean especially the race for governor in this state. And I am so honored to be able to throw my full support and whatever I can do as a former presidential candidate for the party. I'm so grateful to be able to throw my support behind somebody so deserving, so extraordinary, not only in his high vision, but actually his incredible experience of actually building that vision. I want to say right now that I wholeheartedly and gratefully endorse Seth Caperdale for Governor of New Jersey. Can we please give him an acknowledgement? Seth is a passionate advocate and a social justice activist whose remarkable abilities match his extraordinary record of public service. He's worthy of support, not just in New Jersey, but to all of us out there who long for a government of, by, and for the people. This is a unique race because people have had it up to here in New Jersey and are hungry for what Seth and the Green Party have to offer. It's also a really exciting race because the Sopranos ethic is playing out in this race in a very explicit way. In a way that says democracy is available for high rollers only. Not only in the way that districts are gerrymandered and very difficult, I understand, in order to even get the signatures to get on the ballot, but also in a way that says you have to come up with almost $500,000, just shy of that, in order to qualify for matching funds. But matching funds is supposed to be for people who need the support, not for the high rollers who can raise $500,000. It's outrageous. And that same requirement, nearly $500,000, is required in order to buy your way into the gubernatorial debates. This is an outrage that every one of us should resist and fight back by making a contribution. Right now, you can go to the website that's posted right down there in front of me, and by making a contribution, all of us together can ensure that we get Seth into that debate, because he's not just standing up for the people of New Jersey, he is standing up for all of us across this nation and across this world. The people of New Jersey are ready for a change. As Seth and others have said, 61% of voters stayed home in the 2013 gubernatorial election. A June poll showed that 66% of New Jersey voters consider voting independent. Recent online polls have shown that Seth is leading all others in an online contest. Getting him into the debates opens up the space for progressive public interest candidates everywhere running under the one national party that is not held hostage by corporations, by banks, by predatory lenders, by fossil fuel giants, and by war profiteers. That is the Green Party, the one party of, by, and for the people. So Seth is running against a political establishment that people are ready to leave behind. One of those candidates was the lieutenant governor for Chris Christie, who was the least liked governor throughout New Jersey's history. Christie was reelected in 2013 thanks to the endorsements of 60 serving Democratic Party officials. This is a political state that represents the realignment that has taken place. We have one big happy family of a corporate party. We need a new party for the American people. Seth's other opponent, by the way, the Democrat, is a former Goldman Sachs executive who spent $20 million on the primary. $20 million, largely of his own money, and still just barely squeaked by, not even with a majority of votes. So this is a political vacuum like we see across the country. This is a political vacuum that is waiting to be filled by the vision, by the values, and by the solutions that Seth has to offer as a candidate. So let me turn this over now to the next governor of New Jersey, Seth Caperdale. We are all behind you, Seth.
I want to thank everyone for being here today, and in particular, Jill, I treasure what you've just said, and your endorsement means the world to me. The mantra, people and planet over profit, says it all, and that is, if I want to sum up why I've gone green, I say that to people all the time, people and planet over profit. I've been a pastor of a church for 16 years, and for me, pastor and social justice advocate are one and the same. During the time that I have had that role, I have committed myself to the last being first. That's the way we've done our ministry and our community work. We've built affordable housing. We now have 23 buildings for homeless veterans. That was our response to the Iraq War after we couldn't stop it, was to say, if you can spend billions destroying lives, we'll raise millions to put people back together. We built housing for youth aging out of foster care and built it on the roof of our church to say, Faith communities need to be YIMBY communities. Yes, in my backyard communities. We built housing for Rutgers students who spent their first 30 credits in state prison and now have been released. And we do that because we want everybody to succeed in public education at the highest level and to live into their dreams. We built a cafe that's run by refugees and immigrants called Global Grace Cafe. And with the hope of George Takei from Star Trek, we've had 2 million people look at the views of that cafe, and we've had more Trekkies at our restaurant than you could ever imagine. But all these things I'm sharing with you just tell you that the last are first is the mantra of my life. And so 4 years ago, when I stepped into the booth with the two main options, I knew it was going to be the Republican or the Democrat that would be elected, and it was 4 more years of Chris Christie, who made public school teachers out to be villains and who bullied his way around the state. That was one option. The other option was Barbara Bono for the Democrats, who was a less tied to the corporatocracy than usual Democrat. And I knew 60 of those Democrats had already endorsed Christie, and that the ones who hadn't publicly endorsed were keeping their people home, keeping their unions that they had the power over home to make sure that Christie got in again. I remember thinking, I want a candidate who believes that the last are first. Not just that the middle need to be bought so that they think they might get something from the trickle down from the top. I want someone who believes the last are first. And I thought right then, I'm not going to find it in New Jersey. I'm not going to find it in New Jersey politics. I'm not going to find it in America. We got to get there. And then I found the Green Party, and I realized, yeah, actually, I am going to find it. It's right here in the Green Party. And that's why I'm running for governor of the state of New Jersey as the Green Party candidate. Within this state, there is no progressive running in any other party. You will hear the word progressive bandied about by the soft liberal ideology of the Democrats, but I am hashtag only progressive running. And I just ask that you go to that, hashtag only progressive running. And if that one doesn't get you, we're hashtag last are first. We really believe that this is the year New Jersey can decide to belong to the people, that we can say that the last are first, and that means affordable housing for everyone. That the last are first, and that means that when you go to jail, you don't lose your right to vote. The last are first, and therefore, if you are a child, you shouldn't wonder where you're going to sleep at night. There should be enough state rental assistance vouchers to make sure that no child is wondering where they're going to sleep at night. And if the last are first, it also means taking on the powers in such a way that we challenge the big money. So we need to make sure that we have progressive taxation that says if some are grotesquely wealthy on this capitalist system that's disaster capitalism, we need to make sure that there's much more going back to the commons. And we need to have a public bank that says instead of investing in hedge funds that allow us to dig mines in Honduras and dig mines in the Philippines and clear-cut Brazil and dig pipelines across Africa, we need to say that instead of that, we're going to have a public bank that allows us to rebuild our public transportation system and give low-interest loans and help us with building a renewable energy future so we can stop having the wrong kind of pipelines running across the state and instead having a renewable energy future that is the new grid that guides this state. And finally, we need Medicare for all in this country. We all know we need Medicare for all in this country. And it's time for a governor to say, that cradle to grave, Medicare for all is what we need. We need to model it in as many states as we can. I'm thankful for other states that are also taking this kind of lead. And I'm the only candidate in New Jersey who's saying that single-payer Medicare for all could really work. And we're going to make it work here in this state. Thank you very much for having the Green Party convention here. I'm honored to be your candidate for governor in this state. Thank you. Do we want to, did you formally endorse me there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, because of Jill's endorsement, I want to give her a Copperdale for Governor t-shirt. This is our shirt, and we are very proud to give it to you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Seth, and thank you, Jill. And again, you can meet more Green candidates running for state and local office tomorrow morning at 2 press conferences, 9 a.m. for New Jersey candidates, 11 a.m. for candidates from other states, right here at the same location. And these press conferences will be will be live streamed as this one is. And now I'd like to have all those who spoke today at the side, right over here, come on up, and we'll take a few questions from news media. This is a Q&A for members of the news media. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. Craig.
Yes, as Jill can attest, there's a tendency that the debate sponsors will exclude alternative candidates. Do you have any strategy or tactics to counter that anticipated exclusion?
I'm going to repeat that question. The problem is that alternative party candidates are being excluded from the debates. Does Seth Copperdale and his campaign, do they have a strategy to challenge that exclusion? Come on up and use bend the microphone so it's close to your mouth.
If I can come up with $430,000, I will not be excluded. So I'm going to come up with $430,000. We need to be included this time around. And once we're included and we win, one of the first things we'll do is we'll change that blasted rule to make sure that the next people that come along don't have to be excluded for dollars. If anything could increase, I think we should be increasing the number of signatures you get to be included. Show that you're a viable person who's got a real level of engagement with the community across the state. Let's have that number go up and have the dollar figure go down. That's what I would suggest, and that's what I believe we're going to do. Finally, the last thing I want to say is it would be such an embarrassment for the state to not include me in the debates if we start polling at a decent number. And so the strategy of our campaign has been to get out into every community in New Jersey as regularly as we can. We're in the middle of a 900 events in 90 days push through the state of New Jersey. We are shaking hands with everybody. And I can tell you, I asked folks if they knew who the Democrat was, occasionally even using the name of the Democrat, just to see the other day. Nobody knew who the Democrat was who was running. A couple times people said, is it Daniel Murphy? I said, no, that was the second baseman for the Mets a few years ago, and he's been with the Nationals for a couple seasons. So really, if they don't include us, that'd be a big mistake, since we're going to be the most well-known gubernatorial candidate running in the state this year.
As far as we're concerned for this year, what Seth said is all you need to know. Seth's campaign is committed to reaching that $430,000 plateau. We will get him in the debates, and that is our goal. We will make it happen. That's all we can do this year. Fight the system and win it on their terms with grassroots organizing, with a commitment to raising small money donations and not taking corporate money like the corporate parties do. And we will do everything we can in our power to make sure that even under their rigged system, we get Seth's voice in that debate. On the state party level, we're committed to electoral reform. We must change the pay-to-play system in New Jersey. It is not right, it is unjust that candidates can buy their voice in an election. We will change that moving forward in New Jersey at every level, and it starts with NJ-elect, and it moves into the whole system of how voters in third parties are suppressed and even disenfranchised. You should realize that in New Jersey, only the Democrats and Republicans have full legal status as political parties. The Green Party of New Jersey, despite the fact that we petition ourselves and our candidates onto the ballot every year, do not have the same rights and privileges as the corporate parties by law. Even coming down to a primary vote, we are not allowed to have a primary. When a person registers green, they receive a letter from NJ-elect and the Board of Elections saying you may not vote in the primary. Green votes are systematically disenfranchised by state law, and we will fight that at every level, from the fundraising to the legality of why third-party candidates are not given the same taxpayer-funded right to a primary that the two corporate parties are. So right now, Seth is going to fight the battle on their terms, and we're going to win, and we're going to keep fighting it as the Green Party of New Jersey to make terms that are more just and more fair and more equitable for third parties and for democracy in New Jersey.
Thank you, Aaron. As I like to remind people, we do not live under a two-party system. We live under a two-party racket. Do we have any more questions from members of the news media? Mitchell?
Hi, I'm Mitchell Cohn from WBAI Radio. And I wanted to know what your views are on eliminating genetically engineered crops and GMOs in general, and what the situation is in New Jersey now and how you'll be changing that.
The question is about elimination of genetically engineered crops in New Jersey and what steps we can take to eliminate that. Who would like to speak first? Jill? Yeah.
So I can jump in with Green Party policy. I believe that's been incorporated into the platform, and it's certainly been a part of our presidential campaigns in 2016 and also in 2012. And that is that GMOs, what should we say, should not be used until they are proven safe. And they are most definitely not proven safe. Recently, the main pesticide used with Monsanto's genetically modified seeds has been recognized as a probable human carcinogen. And so a crop that depends on the use of a carcinogen is not a good idea. That's the human health part. And then there's also the issue of basically eliminating biodiversity and reducing nature's abundance. Nature should have thousands of varieties of seed, and commercializing them, corporatizing them, monopolizing them, making it illegal for people to use nature's abundance in the form of natural seeds. I mean, this is a crime against Mother Earth as well as humanity. It's outrageous what is being done to biodiversity under the guise of genetically modified organisms and foods, which have not been shown actually to have any advantage whatsoever in terms of drought resistance and so on. So this is the usual kind of hype that we've come to expect from corporations who are running agriculture for profit, not for people, not for the planet. So this is a wonderful example of where the Green Party is able to stand up for a far better form of agriculture, which is good for the planet, which is good for biodiversity. We're in the middle of the 6th grade extinction right now, which is roaring ahead full speed, and none of us is going to survive that. We need to restore nature's abundance and respect it at the same time that we employ the precautionary principle to support and protect our health. There's every reason in the world, as well as economic reasons here, for us to stay the course, to support nature, which has been billions of years in the making, and not allow Monsanto and company to privatize and profiteer off of nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. We'll take one more question from a member of the news media. And I'd like to also remind you that reporters are enthusiastically invited to approach our candidates, talk to our candidates, interview them. They are all available. With that, we will conclude today's press conference. Again, the next one takes place tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., right here at this same location. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let's have people. What we'll do now is have the candidates, different combinations, different groups of people come up in front of the backdrop for photographs. Make it available.